welcome to another week of Amargão Football Daily. This is the weekend recap. And Amadeus, Paul is going to make a statement about the game this weekend, and I know you will have something to say about it.
Okay, let's hear.
The game? The game was Liverpool Tottenham.
What was the game what was the event that happened this weekend that you saw that was a little controversial?
Controversial was the non-existing, the disappeared red card on Jota in Liverpool game, but another big event was Steph Curry's 50 points last night, but that's another story.
Amadeus, thoughts on the fact that Liverpool once again gets another decision?
Yeah, you talking about the boot to the face?
Oh yeah, and then he scores the winner. Yeah. If that is not a red card, what is a red card?
Exactly. And I always say it. I told you there was no doubt in my mind Liverpool was going to win that match. Something was going to happen. They also missed a penalty for Kane. I don't think the Richarlison one was a penalty, but Kane was definitely fouled in the box. So I think there's definitely something going on there. That was once again, Liverpool proves to me that they're just a dumpster fire on cleats.
I'll tell you, they're not. I mean, they're doing everything possible to get them into Europe. I mean, they're gonna, they're 7 points back of Manchester United with a game. Manchester United has a game in hand. They're 9 back of Newcastle, but Newcastle has a couple tricky fixtures left. I don't think Liverpool's going to make top 4, but
top 4 is so clear.
I know we say this every week. I'm still, I still want to get to 72 points. I think Manchester United could say Manchester after this Aston Villa win. I wasn't really kind of counting that as a win. I thought we were going to have trouble in that game, and we had none. I was stunned that Aston Villa played the way they played. They sat back and let Manchester United attack. Really could have had 4 or 5 goals in the first half, but I just think they're trying to do everything. Paul was talking about how who's going to travel better to Germany, Brighton, or Liverpool. I think it's Liverpool obviously travels really well. I want to see Brighton in Europe, obviously, because I think, if they keep some of their players, I think they could do really well in Europe. But I want to see Tottenham fall to 8th.
It looks like it.
I think they could. I mean, Tottenham plays Aston Villa. Tottenham plays. I just want to filter this, man. Tottenham plays Aston Villa. They play Palace, and then they play at Villa. Not this Saturday, the following Saturday. Then they play Brentford and Leeds. If Villa wins that game, that they could finish in the top 6 or 7. I just think Tottenham's going to be out of it. And I think Tottenham, if they're out of it, they may end up, if Cutter doesn't buy Manchester United and the other guy does, or maybe if Sir Jim Ratcliffe doesn't buy him, I think they may end up getting sold at some point. I'm not sure if it's tenable. They want this guy out, Levy and all these guys. They're a mess. Kane will leave. Maybe the most interesting part of the game was after the game, when the managers were talking crap to each other and Jurgen Klopp pulled his hamstring and all that stuff. But
I saw that. That was hilarious.
He's a clown. Yeah, it's interesting now. City went ahead. It was a little bit closer. It was a little dodgy, but City's now ahead by a point, and they still have a match. And
tonight, the 6-point game.
Yeah, tonight is interesting. Amadeus, where can you find your picks?
BigAl.com and PickAdvisor.com. I'm super hot right now. We're 30-11 Premier League run and 6-0 the last 4 days.
It's interesting because do you have a play on this game today, Leicester and Everton?
I do have a play, but we can still talk about it.
I think this game is interesting because Everton, I think Everton's running out of chances this year. I actually think Leicester.
I think Leicester can go out and win it.
Yeah, I think Leicester, to be honest, with that win last week, you look at them in the table, they're in the relegation zone with 29 points. I just think, I don't know. I just think they're better than Everton, to be honest. Leicester basically at even money today looks pretty interesting to me at home. I know, Paul, you're probably looking at shots for some of these guys, right?
I say it every time, like the top four. Everton is going down.
Dominic Calvert-Lewin is minus 136 to have over a half a shot on target.
Paul feels about Everton the same way I feel about Leeds.
Yeah, it's gonna be Leeds. The third team is gonna be Leeds or Nottingham.
They're slipping. And again, you lost 4-1 to Bournemouth on the weekend, and Bournemouth isn't a great team. Yeah, they've been playing better, but that's a match you got to try and get some points from.
Bournemouth has turned into Barcelona all of a sudden. Let's
What do they got? They got like 4 wins in their last 5 or something.
They got smoked by West Ham in that game, but they beat Spurs, they beat Leicester. They, since April 1st, I think they're 1, 2, 3, 5 wins and 2 draws since the beginning of April. That guy should be manager of the month for April. There's no question about it. To be honest, the guy should. When you look at their start, 4-0, 3-0, 9-0. He's arguably the manager of the year. And I thought Bournemouth was going to be safe here. Bournemouth has a chance to finish in the
Chelsea.
They have a chance. I know. They're a point behind 11th place, and at the beginning of the month they were in the relegation zone. But that's what happens. If Leicester gets hot here and wins 3 matches in a row, they're safe. Any of these teams here, if they get hot, they're safe. But I don't trust. Leeds is going to fire another manager. Nottingham Forest
I don't think there's any saving Leeds. I really don't.
I don't think they're going to stay up. It's going to be. They're playing City. They lose that 6-0. They're playing Newcastle. They lose that, whatever Newcastle wants to win it. They're playing West Ham. The only thing that's kind of, might save them in that match is that, West Ham might be it might be after it's going to be after semifinal. So, and before a final.
Against a very tough AZ Alkmaar team.
Yep. So they could, they might get a little lucky. And in this Spurs match, Spurs is probably going to need to win that. So Leeds might not pick up another point. If Leeds doesn't pick up another point, I think they go down.
Well, just looking at that schedule alone, right? Like you have 2 matches against a top 4 team in the Premier League. You have another match against a top 10 team in the Premier League. I know Tottenham's not great, but they're still a lot better than you are. And, say what you want about West Ham and the season they had. That's still a team that's in European competition and could be in the finals of the Conference League by then. So they got 4 very tough matches. I don't even know. They'll be lucky if they get 3 points from those 4 matches.
And then, look at Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest plays Southampton next Monday. And, if Nottingham Forest wins that game, once again, Leeds might not get to 30. Leeds might not pick up another point here. So 32 points for Nottingham Forest could be enough. They play Chelsea, they play Arsenal. Those are losses, and they pay Palace the last day.
And that's why you really think they're going to put all their eggs into that Southampton basket.
Yep. And if they're at 30. If they get to 33 points, Leeds is not getting to above 33 points. Forest has a worse goal difference, and Everton's on 28. Southampton's 100% not getting there. Everton.
Haven't they been
100%.
Haven't they been relegated yet, Southampton? Aren't they mathematically out yet?
They're close. Everton has after Leicester away, which is 100%, like huge match. Brighton away, City at home, Wolves away, and Barcelona at home. So
all these
Bournemouth's
relegation
not going to need that match. So that's
all
the only
these relegation teams are getting smacked in the schedule these last few games.
the only good thing for Everton is Bournemouth's not going to need it. So look, if they get something from today, if they win today, 31 points, and then they might get to 34, that might be enough. But I don't see Southampton's 100%. They only have 4 matches left. So they can only get to 36 points, and they're not getting to 36. So Southampton will go down, and they'll get rated.
I think this is just a great example of why you don't wait till the end of the season and be like, oh, we can make a push in the last 5 to 8 matches, because then you get these situations where your last 3 matches are Man City, Arsenal, and Newcastle. Good luck getting even a point from those matches.
You gotta take these games. Sometimes these teams don't. They kind of put these games off for we'll worry about the next. You can't really do that because you don't know what the other team's going to do. They could have injuries. They could have whatever. And it just, I was a little disappointed. I mean, not really, because I'm a Manchester United fan, but I thought Aston Villa smoked us at Villa back in November. They were. I thought they were terrible. They didn't even come to play. I don't understand what happened at that game. I mean, it's great.
Yeah, you know what? I know I said Aston Villa might get a result in that match on air, but I actually changed my mind and I gave out Man United as a premium play, because I got to thinking what Paul loves to say. The winning doesn't last forever, and and I thought about that. I said, 8 unbeaten matches now, and you got a Man United team. They haven't been great, but they played 4 straight away matches. They've been a lot.
City and Arsenal can't do it. Villa will do it now out of a sudden. Come on.
Manchester United at home right now.
They're 13-2-1 or something like that.
They haven't lost at home since that they got robbed against Sociedad in that stupid handball. It was the worst handball call of all time. They haven't lost since then. It's been October. They haven't lost in the league. I mean, when you look at their home form, is ridiculous. I don't even know if you can pull that up.
Gotta go to SofaScore.
So I got it here. So the Premier League table. Home, they're 12-3-1 in the league. They've lost only once. I was at the game. It was opening day. It was 2-1 to Brighton.
But even their defense, 8 goals in 16 matches.
Yeah.
Play much better there.
They're terrible on the road. I mean, well, not really, but 7-3-6. They're not good with a minus 10 goal difference, but 7 of that is against Liverpool. They're not really, and 3 is against City. So. Or 4.
So against Villa was the first clean sheet in how long?
Well, they had one against Brighton.
Yeah, they had one on the weekend.
In the league.
He leads the league in clean sheets. De Gea.
That's surprising considering how he can be a real clown sometimes.
He's always.
He loves to gift up a nice goal every now and then. Just a little pass to the forwards.
Defense, blocks, clearances, head coach, goalkeeper, clean sheets. De Gea, 15.
Pope's got you beat.
But United, lately they were on a streak. I think they conceded in quite a few matches.
Yeah, they just look. They're playing with a makeshift defense. When Harry Maguire plays. It's nervous Nelly time. He's gonna go. I mean, with Martinez, Varane, Varane will be back for the last 2 matches and the FA Cup final. So, Varane, Lindelof's been very good without Maguire. Obviously Luke Shaw has been good. So, but yeah, look, I don't know. They've been all right. I was a little bit. I don't know if did you watch the Newcastle game?
Oh yeah, I had the -1.5 in that one, and should have been 3-0 by the time Southampton took the lead. Really should have been
sweating it, right?
Yeah, but I think that was an important match for Newcastle because they faced a lot of adversity there, but they still dominated the match and they showed their true colors in the end. This is going to be a really good team for quite some time.
The only thing worth of talking in this game was Isaac's assist.
Oh yeah, his Isak.
If this guy was Messi or it was pure amazing.
Yeah,
Wait,
he's a great player.
Was it in that game?
No,
Yes.
I think it was wasn't it in the game before that? I remember you saying that.
Yeah, it just.
Oh, I think it was the game before it, right?
Yeah, it was their midweek match. I know that's the thing about this part of the season, right? All the games start to jumble together. You got like 6 matches in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Can't even remember. Every 3 days, teams are playing.
and when you go through 10 different leagues, at least in.
It all jumbles together. It's all the same game.
Do you think Arsenal has any chance to beat Chelsea, Newcastle, and Brighton and stay in this race, or are they done?
I think they can win all those games, but are they going to is the real question. I don't think they win the title even if they do win those 3 games.
I don't
think
think
Man City has control of the title.
Yeah, I don't even think they win all 3 of those.
They would need City to drop points. They literally need City to drop points.
Hey, Sean, did you see how your captain was told stop moaning?
Yeah, he was told to stop moaning by a guy that won't even be on the team next year. So I can't be. All I know is when he scored the goal, he celebrated in front of the Villa fans. So that was great. City has West Ham Wednesday, Leeds Saturday, Everton, Chelsea, Brighton, and Brentford. So basically, Manchester City has all these other teams play good teams, and then City plays all the bums. Like I don't know how that works. City's always playing bad teams.
We went through like each of the bottom 5 team schedules, and Man City was on every single one. So
I think City plays bad teams every week. I think. Hey, I want to offer promotion of your channel. Oh yeah, what can you give me? We don't even have anybody. Man, it's just so weird, man. Oh, Twitch. Those Twitch people. At least it's not somebody putting his thing in the bread this week.
Ask me about the holes in the cheese.
That was crazy. Yeah, so today you got the which game are you looking forward to the most this week?
This week.
You got Leicester, Everton, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Fulham, City, West Ham, Brighton, Manchester United. Those are the midweek games. 5.
Oh, Chelsea, Arsenal will be interesting. Not only because Arsenal needs to win, it's because Chelsea needs to stop losing.
They're a mess. I wonder if Pochettino will be in charge before the end of the season.
Well, Chelsea's quietly 9 points above relegation right now.
Terrible? Yes.
Think about that. They're 9 points above. Remember when we were looking at the table weeks ago and there was that huge gap of the team at 39, and then there was like all the other from like, what was it, like 12 to 20 was all tied around like 27?
Yep.
Like that 12-point gap
anymore.
Now that gap is gone. Chelsea still has 39 points.
Chelsea's got 1 win and 5. Yeah, and all the
teams are about to get caught by Bournemouth.
Bournemouth's got, we said 4 wins. It's 4 wins and 5. The form guide. Wolves have won 3 of 5. They're only 2 points back. West Ham has won. They've picked up 7 points in the last 15. I mean, yeah, all of a sudden, I mean, Chelsea's got a chance here to finish like 15th, which would be,
Did you see their ranking for goal of the month? And
did they score any?
Yeah, 1. It was it was more a deflection, but yeah, they scored 1.
Against Brighton.
So,
Yeah, Conor Gallagher's getting goal of the month. It's the only goal he scored.
Yeah, I was gonna say when it's the only goal you score, you kind of have to.
And they got shut out twice against Madrid, right? I forget.
who?
Madrid.
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
Did they score against Madrid? I forget.
Actually, maybe not. Maybe not.
No, come on. It was twice to nothing.
Paul's like, they're not scoring on my team. What are you saying?
So they didn't score. They scored one goal this month, and it was.
It doesn't help when you keep arguably one of your best players on the bench the whole time, and it's still. I don't understand why week in and week out Mudrik's not in the starting lineup.
They're a mess. I don't know. I get maybe he wants to see some of these other players at this point now because he knows those guys are his players. I don't know, but I don't know why you would do that. I mean, I think you just got to try to finish the season strongly, but they're a mess. I mean, I think they have a chance to finish. They have some tough games. They have to go to Arsenal, Bournemouth, City, Manchester United, and then they finish with Newcastle. So 4 of their 5 matches are at home or on the road. 4 of their next 5 are on the road. And the one that's at home is against Nottingham Forest. They'll probably win that, but who knows? It's a relegation battle. So,
so how close to relegation do you think they finish this season? Is the real question.
How close?
Yeah, how close to relegation do you think they can get if that's their schedule for the rest of the way?
I say they finish
with losses.
I'll say they finish with 42 points, and they finish.
Do you think that's a win or 3 draws?
I think they beat Nottingham Forest.
You can get the 1 win.
But Nottingham Forest will think they could win that game, so that could be tough.
I say 11 points above.
11 above relegation?
Yes.
So the relegation zone is 31 points. I say it's probably about there, 8 points, but I think they're going to finish below. I think they drop down 2 more places. I think they finish 14th. I think they finish below Palace, because Palace is unbelievable all of a sudden. They finish below Fulham, Palace. I think they finish below Bournemouth. And I think they finish because the way Bournemouth's playing now, I mean, Bournemouth will think they could beat Chelsea this weekend. Although if Chelsea beats them, then obviously they'll finish above them. But yeah, I think they finished like 14th, 13th or 14th, maybe 8 or 10 points above. Well, that's a mess. The only good thing for them next year is they have 8,000 players, so they can play those guys in the Carabao Cup. They're not in Europe, and the FA Cup doesn't start till January. So, I mean, they're basically just going to be playing their starters
next season. They will be absolutely another team.
Yep. Yeah, they'll be. I think they'll start slowly, but they'll finish top. They'll probably finish in Europe next year. I don't think they're a top 4 team though next year, to be honest. It just depends. I mean, maybe if they bring in Osimhen,
I won't be surprised.
if they bring in a striker, but they'll probably just bring Lukaku back. I think they're going to have some financial fair play issues.
I don't think Lukaku wants to go back. I'm hearing that Inter Milan is trying to work on a deal to keep him.
They can sell like 40 players, and who knows.
And then I told you they're trying to do. I don't know if that's still happening, but they're trying to do that swap deal with Zakaria and Pulisic with Juventus.
Oh yeah, yep. Yeah.
Juventus and their swap deals.
Well, I think it's more so Todd Bowley and the Dodgers mindset. Like, we just trade a bunch of players. So what? We have 40 players. Let's just trade some guys. It's like it doesn't work like that.
Any plays on the hoops tonight? See, Amadeus, you're not going to get a chance to watch it, right?
It's not that I'm not going to get a chance. I just probably won't. I don't know. I don't like watching the NBA. It's not an entertaining league to me. I think it's trash.
Sixers play. Yeah, I don't watch games, to be honest.
Last night I was watching Florida kick Boston out. That was more entertaining to me.
What's Phoenix?
What's that?
I would say Phoenix gonna win, but I don't know. I'm not picking any lines.
You think Philly's going to win the series or tonight?
Philly.
Yeah.
I'm picking Philly for the series. I don't know who is winning tonight though, but I said Phoenix, the Suns.
Oh, you said Phoenix. My bad. Sorry, I thought you said Philly.
Tonight the Suns gonna win.
I think tonight
and Leicester.
Leicester.
Yeah, I think
Everton is going down.
Yeah, I have and then it's tomorrow Miami, New York, and Los Angeles Golden State starts.
Woo! I told you I was waiting for
no one was waiting, Foxy. Yeah, that Steph Curry's look, man, the guy's too good. I know they want this to be a Showtime series. I don't know. It could be a good series. I'm not sure. I don't know. It could be a good series.
You know why the Warriors won last night?
Because Steph Curry had 50 points?
No, because Scott Foster ref the game.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Because what?
Scott Foster refed the game. Go look into Scott Foster. He's the NBA's guy. He's their guy.
That's Paul Tierney must be the Premier League's guy right there. All right, so all right, we'll just tomorrow's Miami, New York, once again, LA, and Golden State. Wednesday is Philadelphia and Boston. These series are all over the place, man.
Paul, is your Real Madrid beating Sociedad tomorrow?
Who knows if they're in the mood?
0-0.
They're not really focused on that league.
Yeah, you saw one day they are falling to Girona. Castellano scores 4 goals, and the next day Benzema scores hat-trick. So
I'm gonna ask you, Paul, because you're a Real Madrid fan. But is it me, or do they just not play during the week? It's always these midweek matches.
No, it's because they have nothing to play for in La Liga, and
Foxy, look,
they're not taking the field with that kind of motivation. They just they'll try to play good, but that's it. They're not feeling if they lose.
Foxy, they I don't think they can only get to 71 points, Liverpool, and that's if everything goes their way. Manchester United needs 3 wins from 6 to get to 71. I think they'll drop points somewhere along the way. They weren't great yesterday. All right, so we'll be back tomorrow. Pick advisor Big Al, go get his picks, 30-11 run. He's hot. Go buy him. We will see you tomorrow.